Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Kakadas, that belongs to apostles and elders of great storm. Peace and salutation to you, Akim and Aqua, across the four winds. To you, I salute the hopeful elect. This is the brother Zion. I'm back with another lesson. The spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem Shai. And what I want to touch on, the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem Shai. You know, going into the black woman, the so-called black woman. Eve. You know what I mean? It's Eve. Eve ain't fit to rule. You know what I mean? Eve ain't fit to rule. You know what I mean? Especially, because hey, Eve is all about confusion. Eve is all about confusion. You know what I mean? We live in a gynocracy. The society run by women. And that's why, when a woman makes decisions, it could be, if you're involved, it could be also to fuck you up because they don't go by logic, they go by emotions. And what you're gonna see, starting from the apostles, elders, we on down, we've been saying, I mean, when it comes to woman, they base everything off emotion, not logic. You know what I mean? So when they make a decision, it's fucked up. That's why the woman ain't fit to rule. All right, and it's be a lot of confusion wherever they are. You know what I mean? It's be a lot of confusion. Me as an individual, I work around women, and it's be a bunch of confusion, and it's always some shit. You know what I mean? Because there's always jealousy, and the scripture speaks about woman being jealous over another woman. So it's always gonna be friction, and always gonna be a lot of shit working around women. And that's why woman ain't fit the rule, They go by emotion and all kind of shit. It's like, hey, it's be so irritating. I get this little thing while I was looking up, right? I was going into this. It says five confusing reasons that explain why girls are so confusing. I'm sure you all have instances in your life where you're just like, oh my gosh, why are girls so confusing? And you're gonna see why. All right, they are so confusing. You know what I mean? These are things we've been saying. You know, they go off what they feel. All right. It says, I won't deny it. We are sometimes very hard to understand. And that's fucking irritating bad. They're very hard to understand because guess what? They don't deal with logic. And you imagine me in a society run by women? It's going, it's be so difficult. Talking to them. You're working around them. But it's be irritating. All right, because they don't listen. Some of them don't listen. Maybe you've had an argument with your sister, even some of these Eves brothers get. You know what I mean? Some of these women don't listen. You know, maybe you had an argument with your sister or your mom tried to explain something, but it made absolutely no sense. Or your girlfriend. It's just actually really weird. Any of those familiar, even slightly. It says, well, here's why girls are so confusing. All right, it's gonna go into it. Yeah. It's gonna go into it. It says because this talking point here, it says because we are very emotional creatures, and women are very emotional creatures, badly, you know, emotional. Like I said, I wake around females. They fucking emotional, bad, emotional. Everything is just about emotion. I don't let them be going through that phase during the time of the month. You know what I mean? Going through their cycle. Oh man, they just emotional then. You know? They emotional, that emotional state just come out then. You know? That's worse. All right? It says, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being emotional. There is something wrong. Because this is shit the man got to be putting up with sometimes. A lot of times. You know? A lot of damn times. Putting up with emotional shit of these women. You know, it says you just need to learn how to control your emotions. And for girls, this isn't always easy. We have all these emotions and feelings and thoughts rushing through our brains and hearts, most of them all at once. So it's kind of like a tsunami of emotions waving through our entire body. Just think on that for a second. And also, you could imagine also with these women. You hear that? Or it says we have all these emotions, feelings, and thoughts rushing through our brains and our hearts most of the time all at once. And also, when these women in this fucking society, these harlots, they fucking, where they ride the car carousel so much, it's just what it is. And they basically have a lot of different personalities. Cause why? They flicking have so much semen in their brain. They have these different characteristics on them, so they thinking a whole heap of shit. You know what I mean? And you know, woman thinking a whole heap of shit. They basically taking on the DNA, they past lovers, and all this emotion and feelings. Sometimes you will be talking to them good one time, they'll be in a good, they'll talk no, be normal, then they go 0 to 100 just like that. Because why? They have some different emotion, and that contributes to that too. You know what I mean? Microcamerism. So you got to deal with all of that. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a woman a woman as a leader. You can imagine. Oh man, this is shit you got to go through. A lot of emotions. All right. It says so. It's kind of like a tsunami of emotions. Yes, it's a tsunami of emotions dealing with a damn woman. Okay. It's ridiculous, and that's why the apostle Paul was getting on the Corinthians, you know what I mean, but putting the woman at the forefront. That's what he said, you know what I mean, because woman ain't fit to rule. So yeah, man, like I was saying, Apostle Paul, that's why he was getting on the Corinthians in Corinth, Greece at that time. They was allowing women to be on the forefront, you know what I mean, speaking churches. Paul was getting on them, man. You know what I mean? And this is what he told them. It's 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Alright, as in all churches of the saints. Alright. Let me start at verse 32. It says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So, ain't no confusion in that, because, hey, I heard a lady said today, said to the little boy, the child, the male child, say, hey, you use a boy, you're a boy, you know, you have a spirit of a female, you know what I mean? I say, what? That ain't, you know, that ain't accurate, because the Most High ain't all the confusion. All right, verse 33. These people ain't know what's going on. If you was a prophet in your past life, you'll be a prophet today. And all the prophets were men. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. It says, let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also said the law. And if they learn anything, let them ask their husband at home, for it is a shame for a woman to speak in the churches. Okay, Paul is letting them know, man, it's a shame for them to be talking. Let them ask their husband. Let them ask their husband at home. We won't learn anything. Because guess what? When you're on a council of woman, especially, and now in this time, hey, you know, just you know, near in the area, close proximity to these women, you could hear the conversations with the shit what they be talking about. all kind of wicked shit, carnal shit, talking bad with one another, and shit, you know. They all about confusion, man. There's a scripture in Sirach, okay? There's a scripture in Sirach. Let me see if I get it quick. Um, this is Sirach. Just trying to find the scripture right now. Right, this is Sirach 42:12. Behold, not everybody's beauty. It says, and sit not in the midst of woman, from garments coming a mort, and from woman wickedness. You weren't supposed to even sit around where it is, because from garments coming mort, and from woman wickedness. That's what comes from woman wickedness. And they on another level, a whole other level when it comes to that. You know what I mean? And being around them and just listen to shit, what they be talking, just a bottle of confusion. Just a bottle of confusion. Bunch of confusion. Problem makers. But yeah, man, let me go back into this. It says, it's another talking point because we feel more than we think. It's true. And they do feel more than they think. They go by emotion. They don't deal with logic. You know? They deal with emotion. They don't deal with logic. All right? And that's why, it's hard in this time, especially dealing with women sometimes, especially a friggin' a clamorous woman. Even if you try to have a conversation with some woman, they go by what they feel. All right? Because remember the scriptures say this. They feel more than they think. They don't have no understanding. Remember the scriptures say this. This Job 39:17. It says, because the Most High deprived her of wisdom, neither had he imparted to her understanding. All right? The Most High deprived her of wisdom. All right? And it says earlier, it says, we are sometimes hard to understand. He deprived her of the wisdom. They ain't have no understanding. Sometimes don't basically have no discourse with no woman about the Bible. You only can run out. All right. It says because we feel more than we think. It's true most of the time, but sometimes we think and tend to overthink, and at that, my friends, can be very confusing. It says for both parties involved, but because we feel more than we think, we are more in tune with the emotions and stress levels of those around us. Try dealing with your own crap and then having 10 others people dumps on you. That's some shit. You see that? That's some shit. So hey, that's why, with women, they ain't fit for rule for the same significant reason. Just a ball of confusion. Nah, you know, we do have some women out there, who basically, you know, would how I could put it, you know, who have, who you could deal with sometime, like have a simple conversation with, or maybe your boss or whatever. You know what I mean? And even though they're emotional, you can still cope with them. They, understand some of them you could deal with to a certain aspect. You know what I mean? But they still is go. They still is go over. They still is go. They go off what they feel, because they also is the weaker vessel also. It says, for both parties involved, because we feel more than we think, we are more in tune with emotion and stress levels of those around us. All right. It says another talking point, because when we think, it's rarely about one thing. Guys have the capability of thinking about one thing. Guys have the capability of thinking of one thing at a time, and only one thing only. Yes, because that's how the Lord built us. Girls don't. We can be thinking about 10 different things at all once. A bunch of shit. Women sometimes like sponge. They be sucking up a lot of shit. They take on a lot of shit, and they suck up a lot of shit. And sometimes when rowdy come, they throw some of shit back at you. You know, that's just how it is. All right, they don't forget shit. These days, remember every shit. We can be thinking about 10 different things, so it's pretty cool, huh? It can be. That's one reason why we're such great multitaskers. But at the same time, it's a kind of annoying because it's like, okay, I need to write that email and do a load of laundry and charge my phone. Why is my boyfriend acting like this? My friend in New York needs to read this book. I wonder if rabbits have feelings. This pillow is super comfortable. Tomorrow, I'm going to where on earth. It's my other shoe. Woman mind all over the fucking place. Don't let them down. Bunch of DNA be in their brain. It says, it's another talking point because we have strong intuitions. Some women are more in touch with their senses than others. Regardless, we can sense things. And try to explain why we don't like that person or why we don't think you should go there. All right? Okay? And try to explain why we don't like that person. All right? Because guess what? See, this is a spiritual thing, you know. Woman has to say woman for no other reason. Okay, let me show you something according to the scripture. Salakia. They say woman for no reason. It says, no. It says, Sirach 26:6. Let me just start verse 5. There be three things in my heart that there be three things that mine heart feared, and the fourth I was so afraid. So let me jump down to verse 6 now. But a grief of heart and a sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. You see that? But a grief of heart and a sorrow is a woman jealous over another woman. You know? Women be jealous over one another. That's the emotional part of them. You know? That's just what it is. It says, and try to explain why we don't like that person, why we don't think we should go there. You know what I mean? This is, I just was speaking to somebody, but this woman that's can hate you because that's how it is. You know? Or why driving on this particular road at this particular speed and is a bad idea. And on the same note, with them being jealous over what, you know, another woman. So imagine them in certain positions. If they don't like you, all right, they can try, you know what I mean? If let's say if that's your supervisor, she can try to carry you hard. Cause she's a woman, she's a woman, you's a woman, so hey, you know what I mean? Even though you sisters out there would working, you know what I mean, gotta be on the shada, and then you dealing with evil supervisors. You know, especially how you get this light. Oh man, you know, all the shit is be confusion, but it says, or why driving on this particular road at this particular speed is a bad idea. I know it doesn't make sense when we say I don't feel right about it, but just trust, okay. It says because we have periods. Okay, so once a month, our uterus sheds its lining so that eggs descend into. Yeah, I'll stop there. All right, and that indicated that as I indicated earlier, they go through their period, they phase, they, you know what I mean, with their hormones. Yeah, it's like just an emotional state where these women goes through. You know what I mean? You know, but these women, it's a bunch of confusion. All right, and that's why, you know, they ain't fit the rule. You know, they ain't fit the rule. This is shit you gotta be putting up with. You know, this is shit you gotta be putting up with. All right. This is shit you gotta be putting in this society. Okay? You get a scripture. You get one or two scripture and get out of here. Okay? As it's Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause to the earth and destroy the way of thy paths. Alright, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. You know what I mean? Because hey, we in captivity in this the state we are now. We live in a gynocracy. Let me just look up that word, even though I made mention about it. But you know, we at Great Millstone, we look up words, right? Let me show you. Shit, I thought I had the word. Right, I thought I had the word, but anyhow. Right, I thought I had the word, you know. But yeah, man, goes back to woman ruling. But that's what it is, but so hey, there you have it. You know what I mean? This is shit what we have to deal with. Like I show you this little article, 5 confusing reasons that explain why women are so confusing. That's why they ain't fit the rule. But this will be deal when we face with in this day and time. So you know, you just gotta use wisdom on these women, especially in these time. You know. But yeah, I think again, ended there to spirit and power, yeah, but Shima Shai, but Shima Kakadash. Shalom.